Hello y'all out there on YouTube. This is Rob from Rob's Nerdy Knives. I want to do a quick little first impressions and a quick review of a knife that I received recently that I've really enjoyed carrying. This right here is the Liong Ma GSD version 2. It's get stuff done. Really, it's get shit done, but I say stuff because I've got young boys in the house. Anyways, I really like this particular knife. Really aesthetically very pleasing and beautiful, I think. So many wonderful aspects that I'd like to share with you. First of all, if you notice right away, you can probably see that this is space coral fat carbon. I don't know if you can see the little designs in there, if I can quite capture that on camera. We'll do the inserts on both sides. You can see over here. Now notice this insert covers this frame lock, so I guess this is what would be considered a bolster lock. And I really like this titanium frame right here. And if you notice right here, you can see a very faint line. It looks like almost an integral, but it's not. It is two pieces put together, and there's a little spacer, or a little pivot in here or pin for a hidden kind of lanyard hole. And I like this deep carry clip. Goes pretty deep, as you can see here. And then it has this ball over here, which I was not a fan of because I'd heard so many negative things about it. And I am highly impressed with this. This really fits well in the pocket. And I don't know if it's because, this particular clip has some, elasticity, if you will, in that titanium. It does move. Some of them are thicker, probably harder to bend, but this works really nicely and rolls right in and out of my pocket in my jeans really well. This is M390 steel. As you notice, there's a little fuller in here that you can open it with, and a flipper right here. I love the design on the pivot, which I think is really fantastic. And so let me go ahead and open this. As you can see, that just opens up really nicely. And it's Liong Ma Designs, the fuller right here, and this is hand rub satin finish. Beautiful. I really like that. I think that's gorgeous. If you notice on the other side right over here, this is M390. Beautiful steel. It's done by Riot, so it's going to be done well. Got a little oil over here, but again, this is hand rubbed satin finish. Beautiful. I love the design. It's very thin grind, very flat but thin grind. Goes all the way very to the edge. It's a very sharp edge. You can really see that. Very nice. And then right here, there's a steel insert. Let's see if we can get a good view of that. Still a steel insert right there, and fits up right against the back of the knife, so it's really good, nice and locked in. No play, no rock or anything like that. And when you drop it down, kind of just really will shut down. Now it's still relative to you, so sometimes it'll drop really well and sometimes it won't. You can do the reverse flick. I'll do that again, see if we can get a little better, like that. That's nice. You can also do reverse flick on the other hand, which I think is really nice too. And do the flip. With the insert being over the frame for a bolster lock, it's really easy to flick on this side, especially as a lefty. I really find that really nice. I think if you're left-handed, you would probably enjoy this. I know I enjoy flicking it left-handed just as well as I do right-handed. But again, I love how it fits in here, and just really, you can, as you notice here, I can push button it. It goes open, and then I can kind of light switch it and does it really well. And with this insert covering up the frame, I'm not really worried about putting any extra pressure, so the detent locks it in there too hard where it's too much pressure and hard to open. I don't have any issues with that. I think as it continues to break in, it's going to become more and more drop shutty. And it has a really nice, and I don't know if you can hear that, but see when I do this, just locks into that detent ball onto the knife. Really nice. And there is actually a ramp. There's a slight ramp when it comes over here. You can actually feel it over here as well. So if you see as I come up here, it goes over the ramp, and I don't know if we can see that. So we go past the ramp right here, we go past the lock, and then you'll notice, so make sure we can see this, it kind of comes up slowly. You see that? We'll go down a little bit, kind of comes up over the ramp, which makes it really nice and closes beautifully. Now I did order some skiff cage ceramic bearings that I'm going to put in here because I want to possibly switch out the ones that are in there. They work really well. I have no issues with them. They're very quiet, very smooth, but as with anything, I like to have backup washers so that I can replace them if I would like to at some point. And sometimes skiffs make a huge difference, and sometimes they don't. But in a lot of the knives I put them in there, they've been fantastic. Again, I really like this deep carry. As you notice, it's going to be relatively pretty deep. I don't know if you can see that. Probably, yeah, probably about right there. That's pretty good deep for a milled titanium clip with one screw in there really nicely. And these are all, by the way, these are all T8s, and then T8 on the pivot. Now there are some screws underneath here, and those are T6s, but they're easily accessible. You got a good screwdriver and good torque wrenches or torque bits. You should have no problem with that when you take this apart. Very easy to disassemble and reassemble. Really locks in place nicely. I really enjoy that. And as it keeps getting more and more broken in, you can see that it just nicely smooth control drop. I really like that. I think it's getting just better as I use it more and more. So I can tell you from when I first had it, it was still very smooth, but it was a lot more resistance going down. It didn't drop as nicely. If I did that, I had to do quite a bit of jerks. Now, usually I can get it one or two and it's all the way down. And sometimes it seems like it just goes all by itself. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for, as long as I still have good lockup with the blade here and all that. Now this blade is just, I think the angle on here is just really nice. I do like that angle. I think that gives it a really nice angle for a good sharp edge, especially with this flat grind here that goes all the way to a very thin edge. I like that a lot. So that's a lot of fun. And it does have a little, I guess, sharpening choil here, but you can call it a finger choil because you can sort of get your finger in there. I mean, it's, as you can see, you will probably touch, but if you need it to, you know, come up and do a precision cut or something like that, you know, and you had to cut, you could get your finger maybe right here and kind of hold it. Worst case, you could maybe kind of hold it like that, you know, get far enough back there. But in any case, you still get a full grip. I really noticed that. For my hands, I have medium large hands, so probably, I'm not sure if they're average or a little below average. You know, I do know medium large hands, they always seem to be the most sized gloves you find anywhere, so I'm not sure if that's because there's not a lot of us or there's a whole bunch of us and they make a whole bunch more, so I don't know. But I've noticed I can get 4 fingers on here very comfortably with a little extra space, so I think a large to extra large hand could probably feel very comfortable on here, and especially with a little choil up here. So I find it very comfortable. I enjoy the action. I enjoy the sound that it makes when it starts to drop. See, it's still got a little resistance, not quite past the point yet. So yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. I just can't wait to, I've had it for a few months and it'll just start to drop all by itself. I know that's coming more times I move it, but anyways, so when you drop it here, it just kind of goes down. But I enjoy the sound. All right, so let's see if we can get that noise and you can hear it here, hopefully. So let's try that again. I just like that sound. I think it's kind of a nice sound, almost, I don't know if it's musical, but it just has a unique sound that I like. Very light, kind of a unique gong sound, I don't know. I don't have another knife that makes that same sound at all. So anyways, as you can tell, it's a pretty sweet sound. And if I do the reverse flip, let's see if we can hear it here. Of course, I'm not a left-handed, so it's a little hard for me to do, but you can hear it on the right hand too. Again, I think overall, this is really quite a fantastic knife. Very smooth edges. The inserts come really tightly in here where the titanium handle is. Just a really great fit. I mean, there's a little gap, but that's because it's a liner lock right there. Of course, it's going to be a gap. And that's why it makes that a bolster lock. And then this ball deep carry clip here with this ball, you know, it looks like a ceramic ball here. Just really, really nice. I really, really, really like that. So that's really cool. And then the blade and the hand rub satin finish is fantastic. M390 steel, you know it's Riots, it's going to be well heat treated. Liong Ma design, just a really fantastic touch. It's just such a nice designer. The jimping up here on top of the knife, you know, really gives you some good traction. It's not overly aggressive. It's not going to tear up your thumb, but it certainly gives you some traction. Maybe not as much traction as some other people might love, but this is more of a, I think, a gent's carry knife, but you really can get a lot done with this, and that's why I really like this design. And I still love that space coral design. I just think that's just fantastic. Again, I'm looking forward to this to continue to break in and continue just to become a better and better knife as I get to use it more and more. I really think this is a great knife. If you haven't considered it, maybe you should. The Liong Ma GSD 2. You should definitely take a look at this. Maybe it's something you might be interested in. There are other scale inserts that they have, Arctic Storm and some other ones. You can check it out on his site, on Liong Ma's design site, or other places. Thanks again for watching, and I really appreciate you guys listening so far. Yeah, y'all have a great day and a great week. Bye.